Today on Real Rescues, an unusual 999 call. Emergency controllers have to be prepared for anything, but this is one of the most remarkable calls ever. There's no easy way to say this. A man has just cut off his own arm with a power saw.
Ambulance emergency, hello caller.
A man's cut his arm off.
Okay, when you say he's cut his arm off, did he cut it off completely?
Hold on. What's happened? Right off. He's cut it completely off, quick.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Just a nice day out with the kids. OK, moving on. Now, the most amazing 999 call I've ever heard. We know call takers have to be ready for anything, but this is something else. The subject's a bit gruesome, but don't worry, there are no horrible pictures, and it is remarkable and well worth listening to.
Ambulance emergency, hello caller.
A man's cut his arm off.
Okay, when you say he's cut his arm off, did he cut it off completely?
Hold on. What's happened? Right off. He's cut it completely off, quick.
Okay, how's he done it?
I don't know, chainsaw or something. Let me just tie him up. Hold on.
Okay, I've got help on the way. I need to go through some questions with you, but it's not delaying us, okay? You're with him at the moment, are you?
Yes.
Okay, and how old is he?
I don't know how old. 60.
Okay, he is conscious?
Yes.
And he is breathing?
Yes, quick.
Okay. Like I say, the whole time you're talking to me, they're coming on lights and sirens, okay?
Extraordinary, isn't it? I'm happy to say John's here with Steve, who you can also hear in the phone call, and Lisa, who took the phone call at the other end. John, how do you cut your arm off, first of all?
I was working down the garden, actually, cutting wood with a very baggy jumper on, which got caught in the saw, and dragged the arm through the saw, and it cut it off along this line here.
Literally cut it off completely?
Straight off, yes, straight off.
So then you cut your arm off, then what happens? Where do you go?
Well, obviously, you know, I realised I was in trouble. I could see the amount of blood I was losing, so I had to get help quickly. So I grabbed the arm, the stump, and went out looking for help, knocking on neighbours' doors. I kicked on about 4 neighbours' doors. There was nobody in. I stood in the road looking for cars, and there was no cars.
No cars either?
No cars either. So I made my way down to Steve's house. I kicked his door very hard, and I was very lucky. He opened the door straight away.
OK, this has not got the arm with you, you've just grabbed the end of the stump.
Just...
So a man turns up at your door with a stump bleeding. How does that... I mean, how do you react to something like that?
Well, I just opened the door and he just said he cut his arm off, and I just thought it was somebody trying to burgle the house. Had a glance down and suddenly realised there was no arm there. Just went straight into the lounge and somehow managed to pick up a belt and a telephone at the same time.
Now, the belt was to do a tourniquet. We'll get to that in a moment. Lisa, interestingly on that, you can actually hear that Steve saying, get the thing here, get the thing here. Now, I just wanted to check with you, because this often happens when people are in accidents. The moment you take the address, does that buzz off somewhere straight away, so the ambulance is on its way?
As soon as we've got an address in, we know what's going on, an ambulance is on the way, so any questions that we ask isn't delaying it in the slightest.
So why are you asking those questions? Sometimes they irritate people. So why are you asking me these questions?
Because it's so we can get details, firstly to enable us to give the appropriate help before the crew gets there, and it also provides the crew with details of what they're attending. OK, I'm very keen for you and to hear more from this call, so let's get straight back into it and hear how it progressed.
When did it happen?
I don't know. I've just come to my door.
Does he appear to be completely awake?
Yeah. I'm just trying to tie his arm up.
OK. Is he completely awake
Yeah,
and alert?
look, I've got to go and get something else to tie it up.
OK, I don't want you to put a tourniquet on it, OK? That's going to make it worse. The ambulance is right away on the corner. If you can get a clean dry cloth or a towel, just hold it against the wound, OK?
Okay, hold on.
Just apply some firm pressure to it.
Yeah, hold on. Hold it tight. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm fainting a minute. You're going to faint in a minute. Quick.
OK, make him sit down, OK?
Yeah, I'm sitting down.
OK. Is it serious bleeding?
Yes, it's serious.
Have you actually got the arm there with you?
I don't know. No, where's the arm?
Do you know where the arm is?
I don't know. It's down the back of the arm. 30 ambulance on him.
Okay. Okay, so you haven't actually got the arm with you. That's fine. Okay. Okay, you've got firm pressure on over the wound, have you?
At the moment, yeah.
Okay, just hold it there. They're going to be with you in just a moment, okay? Make sure you don't move him at all, okay? Keep him still. Okay, are you inside the house or outside?
Outside the front.
You're outside. Okay, so you should be seeing the ambulance any moment now. Is there any sign of them?
I don't know, I can't.
Okay, you should be hearing them. They'll be with you any moment, okay? Whereabouts was the arm cut off? Is it lower arm or at the
Lower
top?
arm.
Okay. You should be seeing them, okay? They're there, are they? Okay, I'll leave you with them, okay? You've done really well. Are they there with you?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
now.
I'll leave you with them, okay?
Thanks,
Thank
bye.
you, bye.
Lisa, extraordinary. You managed to keep them so calm during the course of that. But also, that you said no tourniquet.
Yeah.
I would have thought for a limb cut off, got to go for a tourniquet. That would be my first thought. Why not?
No, we are instructed for any kind of amputation not to use a tourniquet because potentially it could cause problems later.
Okay, I must congratulate you on your work. Do you know the ambulance actually got there in 3 minutes 20 seconds from the time of the call to actually the ambulance arriving, which is absolutely astounding. You must have been very pleased to see the ambulance turn up.
Very relieved to see him.
Yeah.
Yes, just came and took over.
Now we heard the arm was at the back of the bottom of the garden, and yet we can see now it's reattached. So where did it? So how did it get?
Well, I just thought they were busy working on his arm on the seat outside the house, and I realised that no one had got the arm. So I just put two and two together and ran up and got a bag and some pastry and ran up and tried to find the arm.
Some pastry.
Yeah, it was just pastry, frozen pastry.
Oh, I see. To keep the thing cool.
Yeah, to keep it cool.
I was thinking arm pie for a second. I was wondering where you were going with that. So frozen pastry actually kept the great, and then they take that off to hospital, and you arrive in hospital, and they go into operation. How long were you there?
Well, I went to Brighton Hospital first,
Yeah.
and they sent images to Queen Victoria Hospital, East Grinstead, to see if they could reattach the arm. So I was only at Brighton about 10 minutes,
Right.
and then they said, no, they're going to give it a go. So I was then moved to East Grinstead, and it took them 17 hours to put it back on. But
17 hours. Now, do you mind if we actually just...
No,
we'll,
not at
we'll
all.
get a closer look on this, because it's quite... I mean, it's badly scarred.
But it works marvellously.
That's the key thing, isn't it, that it works? So, can you use... You've got grip in it?
I've got very firm
Do you mind if I...
No, not at all.
That's actually very good, isn't it? Can you drive?
I can drive an automatic car, yes.
It's absolutely astounding,
It
isn't
is. It's something I never believed I'd do again.
And how is it listening back to that extraordinary call and listening to Steve doing his work and Lisa doing her work?
Well, it's amazing that it's turned out for me so well, you know, thanks to Steve and Lisa. You know, not only did they save my life, they've saved the arm as well.
Well, you couldn't say fairer than that, and a great way for us to end this interview. Thank you very much for chatting to us, all of you. Quite literally one of the most astounding things that I've ever heard. And amazing, don't you think, that they can actually sew people's limbs back on and be so successful?